Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This read is for those of you that are in the process of making some sort of decision and maybe are having a challenge in doing so. I have, for some reason, it came down and I was like, I'm being encouraged to do this for you today. So whenever you get this message is for you in terms of helping you, make some sort of decision in your life. So let's go ahead and get started and let's take a look at how this will go out. I'm going to go into two different choices and then advice. So let's dive into this and I'll share with you what this looks like. Oh, this is interesting. Isn't this interesting that this comes up? I mean, this is about a decision, right? So let me take a look and see what is coming in for you here and how we want to do this. I'm going to read straight up on everything because I think I want straight up messages throughout the whole process. So let's take a look. So the underlying energy is about motioning forward. So some of you, this is about, nights are about motion. The yellow is about having confidence in that, right? And then the wand is about moving towards a passion. All right. And this is all, and it's being noble about that process too. It's having a passionately wanting to move forward in something and not knowing maybe perhaps which way that you should go. So what I want to work with here is going to be the pros and the cons of choice number one. So let's go ahead, take a look in what it is that you're having an agenda on. You don't know if you should go, if it's yes or no, or left or right. You know what that looks like for you, right? So let's take a look at choice A, and then we'll go into choice B, and then we're going to get into a little bit more details on the advice. So choice A, obviously there is some sort of decision that you are at a crossroads with. Some of it has to do with something having to do with emotions and something that is hidden, okay? And it is you standing with confidence, but yet you feel that there's a blind spot in it. All right. Now it could have to do with perhaps the King of Swords. This is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Both of these are air energies coming through, and it has to do with reasoning of the mind. So there's something happening within the mind that, of course, that is making it difficult in terms of following through. So choice A is making a decision. And this is having authority of the mind. So this decision is one that you're making in the mind. Okay, so choice A is something of that sort. I'm going to pull a few other cards because I know what I'm looking for. Let me just find, oh, here they are. Okay, so I do want to find out anything else that wants to come through in choice A. It wants you to use the authority of your mind. So, it is really kind of saying that something in the mind you're not seeing. All right, and what do we get? Okay, there is some sort of fantasy, all right? So this is about getting rid of the illusion of fantasy and having authority of your mind and making this decision. A lot of us sometimes can go too far one way. You got fantasy or reality, right? You got light and dark, it's kind of that type of thing. But if you go too far on the fantasy side, you lose the grips of reality. So sometimes it's about getting into the little bit, the other side. And what this choice A is a little bit more on the fantasy side, okay? And this is saying is that particular fantasy, it's great to imagine and definitely don't stop doing it, but it's when it affects your reality that makes a big shift, right? It makes it can actually pose a problem. So for some, this could be in a situation, person, place, or thing. It could be that whatever it is, there's something in the reasoning of the mind that's creating a fantasy and choice A. So there we've got that. That's what we're getting on that side. It's a little bit more in the fantasy. So if you're thinking that this is one way to look at it. And you can label this as being yes or no, whatever that is. It could be yes or no, A or B. But the first plan here is saying that one choice is to get outside of the fantasy and just have authority over your own mind and be able to move forward. I'm going to pull another card on this in terms of what else that might be. King of Pentacles. It could be that there could be a Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo around you that is helping you in terms of making some sort of decision. This is being very disciplined and controlling, okay? So this could be someone that can help you make that decision, or you've got this in your chart, all right? So the King of Pentacles is coming through, and then what else do we get? The Eight of Swords. So eights are about renewal, death and rebirth, growth and change is necessary to create balance in your life. All right. So I do get the Eight of Swords with that eighth house energy. And I do want to pull another card from this particular deck and see what else may want to reveal itself. It has to do with your foundation. It has to do with creating a happy home, balance, and foundation in your life, and having a wreath of success. Something's upside down about that, okay? And there's someone that could perhaps help you out with that, all right? Anything else? What do we get? Isolation. Withdrawal is necessary for peace of mind and emotional recovery. So perhaps you're going through a shift that is affecting the foundation of your place that you live, your home, and it wants you to get out of fantasy and start creating some grounded opportunities that are going to get you, that are going to, and have authority over your mind to help make a decision. So some of you have been in isolation and need to kind of go a little bit more in getting peace of mind so you can recover emotionally from something. Because it could be that you got out of something, that's why it's difficult to make a decision. And I do get immaturity. There could be someone that is emotionally or spiritually, that is immature, and it's causing a distorted outlook. So perhaps if that is you, perhaps that maybe this is something new that you're making a decision in, get advice from those of which that you value, a coach or a mentor in a particular situation to help you do that, all right? You can check out my coaching in my description box below, which is totally different than a read here, okay? I'm only reading what the cards are saying here, but there's a sense of emotional immaturity, and that could be that you need additional coaching or additional advice or a mentor in the situation. But this is what I get. Okay, now you'll see how this combines together, but let's go to the other side, choice B. Choice B is about letting go of the burdens and then creating something brand new. The Magician is a one energy, so it's saying that you have all the tools necessary, but it's about letting go of the burdens that aren't yours to carry anymore. Maybe that you've been carrying something for a very long time, and this is about time for you to relinquish those burdens and to know that you have all the tools and resources necessary to live the life that you want, okay? And this is what is coming through over here. So let's take a look at anything else. I want to pull this card. Okay, give me another card. Could be doing with the Gemini, but I feel that something's come to a fruition because it's ending. You're letting go of the burdens. All right, and then what else do I get? Page of Cups. Could be getting a message for a new beginning. So some of you could be getting opportunities. Now this has to do with a job. You could be getting early opportunities for new situations where you're more of a novice, as opposed to perhaps maybe being an expert or, or someone that is, it could relate to that. There's a message that's coming through, okay? It might be you having to start as a novice in something, a beginner, right? And there could be someone around you, and that's going to balance things out a little bit. It's going to balance out the scales. It could be that someone might be helping you out birth something new. It could be someone helping you in order to let go of the burden. So there could be a person around you that might be helping you, provide guideposts in that process. And to get a little bit more balance in terms of and offering a new early beginning of some sort. Let's pull a card on this and take a look at plan B over here. What do we get? So it's kind of like, I'll tell you in a minute, guys, we'll take a look at this passion. It could be someone that you're very much attracted to as well. And it could be a connection, and there needs to be there needs to be balance and starting over and then letting go of the past. Okay. So if this has to do with a relationship, guys, one way of looking at this is that there's one instance that you are getting help and support, and maybe that you're getting guidance and putting yourself in isolation and taking that route and getting help. But there's also a person around you on this other side for plan B, and this person is able to, is you've got a connection with in some way. And they are helping you let go of the burdens of the past, like an old way of thinking. And so that's what I'm getting. There is an old way of thinking, but I think that there is a passion with someone or some sort of connection that you have where you feel someone around you that you have an attraction towards is helping you balance out the scales. And this is another way to look at the situation, okay? All right, and anything else of advice? A revival. There's a new beginning that's underway, and you could be doing with the Gemini in this process that could help you let go of the burdens of the past. So let's review real quick before we get into the advice. in one instance, obviously you're making a decision, and this is about getting authority over your own mind. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, okay? And this is about living in a fantasy that's a little bit more immature, and you're going in isolation. It probably have to do with your foundation and creating a balance in your home, okay? And this is saying is that you've got the Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Swords, big message coming through here. Eight of Swords is renewal, death, and rebirth. Okay, take that signal as you wish, but death and rebirth, it's 8 to create change. And this is you getting advice. Now, I kind of feel this is a family member. This could be a family member around you, or someone that might have Capricorn in the chart. Maybe you're going towards a boss that is helping you, or some sort of mentor, or someone that's doing this successfully, like has a happy home and family life and such. It's doing it successfully, and you're getting advice from that person. You've got two choices of people that you could tap into in a situation. And so, this is what I'm getting. Now, your overall advice is, interestingly enough, the Moon card. Now, this is Pisces energy. This is a new phase. This is something that you probably haven't done before, or you haven't stepped into this before, or if you have, this is about you having to tap into your intuition and making the best choices, right? So this is your advice in moving forward. Because it's kind of like your pros is in option A is getting a hold of your emotions. Your cons is the immaturities and fantasies surrounding that. And that's for one choice. Your other choice over here, the pros is letting go of the burdens of the responsibility and starting brand new, and knowing that you have all the resources and you have a revival, and you have someone around you that's helping you. The cons is in the situation is maybe the fact that you've got something there's a strong passion. Maybe there is something that didn't work before, and then it's a revival. Like what didn't work the first time is open up for opportunity and a new revival now, okay? And so you're kind of hesitant, about that. So the cons would be that you've experienced something that didn't work, but yet there's a revival opportunity here. So where do you go? Well, with the Moon card, 15, it reduces to an 18 card. 18 reduces to a 9, and this is your search for meaning in life. So, something's hidden in your search for meaning in life to move forward. We're going to pull a card on this, but this is a really interesting read for you here. I hope you guys are kind of seeing, you got to kind of pick a side. You have to say, okay, this is choice A is one way to look at something. Choice B is another way to look at something. And you've got kind of two options to handle the situation. And both, it's kind of like it's hidden, right? And it's part of your journey and your travel, in terms of revival. It's part of your philosophy of life and your search for meaning. So especially with that 19, because it's coming to fruition. You guys are right there. There's a decision that's pretty hot right now. Okay, what other advice? This is saying that you've got the strength. You've got the strength to handle this. 8 card energy. 8 card energy is bringing in a renewal, rebirth, transformation, and it's based upon some sort of growth or change that's coming in, right? There's a growth or change that wants to come in. Just like our seasons, they change, right? So this is what I get that's coming through. You have the strength. And then I get the Hermit energy to go within. All these major arcana, guys, check this out. Your advice, Moon card coming up. You've got the strength to go within, to see that brightness of what is true for you, that you could hold strong to with that wand, and see the bigger picture overlooking like on a cliff. He's kind of seeing the higher picture here, right? And so that Hermit energy could be dealing... I don't know, the Hermit energy is just that introspection and seeing the light. And so just like, this is what it's asking you to do. Okay. So 3 major arcana. It's a big decision for you. Okay. And then what else wants to come through? What do we get? The Star card of 4 major arcanas in your advice. It wants you to balance the situation out. What is your truth? Okay. This is being naked about that. What is your truth? And once you check in with yourself on that, and then it's going to be easier for you to make what decision is best for you in this moment. And we can make decisions down the line, as we go through. And it's just what is gearing towards us that is better for us. Okay. So be in your truth, be in your balance. And this is saying, follow your North Star. Have faith that you can do this. This is about having faith. There is a sense of renewal that this change is bringing in for you. Could be dealing with an Aquarius. But to get 4 major arcanas in your advice, it's saying it's going to be hidden. There's no doubt. It's going to be hidden, all right? And this is saying that you've got the strength to balance out both sides of even the choices here, okay? And to go within, to be ignited by the star, and be ignited by this star here that's renewal. It's kind of like that you go inside and you get what it is that is going to bring the renewal for you. And then here is the renewal, Aquarius energy, okay? Hermit energy that is coming through here is Virgo energy. The strength card here is Leo energy. And this is Pisces energy, okay? So let's get a overall cosmic, overall advice in this. 4 major arcanas in your advice, guys. I knew this was something that someone needed to hear, okay? All right, let's take a look. Want you to be still for a moment. Be still, okay? Go within, because that's going to be a big part of it. Be still and go within. There is an opportunity for things to move forward, but it's about you igniting. And this is about like when you're being challenged and pressured, and you're being put to a test. And it doesn't want you to react with rage. It doesn't want you to react in anything of the sort, or spite, or any sort of bitterness. Be at peace. Be at with love, and then be with compassion in this. But this is having compassion in the situation, and this is saying is that be still, breathe, find that tranquility and serenity with you. Okay, especially if it feels like life is kind of chaotic, right? Be still. All right. So that's one message that's coming through. What other message is coming through for your advice? Okay, what do we get? Take a time out. This is like 3 things that you need to do. Hermit energy, go within, be still, take a time out. There's a circle of life that is happening, okay? So this time out is going to be super key, especially during times of obstacles. It's a 32 card that reduces to a 5, and this is about using your creativity. Some of you could be focusing on your creativity. Maybe it's involving entertainment. Maybe it's involving a romance. It involves children play. I get procreation. I get recreation. Something to do with children. Some of you, that could be the case as well. But I do get the circle of life. There's something that's happening, that's taking place. So some sort of timeout is going to be necessary on this, okay? Slow down. Take some time from your schedule. The universe grants wishes on a daily basis. So don't say that you don't have time, because your words have power. This is about really focusing in on your hunger to evolve and to get rid of the blockages that are stopping you. Okay, so disconnect for a moment. I think the biggest thing for you to know is that I am alive, and I dissolve into the oneness of all that is, and really focus on this time out. I'm going to get one final card for you here in terms of your advice. What else do we get here? Free spirit. Look at this, guys. Some of you might be igniting the fires to be free in your world, and to focus in on moving forward to get you grounded. Being a free spirit is what you are. And the 13 card that comes with this reduces to a 4. And 4 is all about your home life and your roots, your roots, right? So what I get with this is that it represents a need to let go of limiting beliefs that are holding you, and what you're capable of believing. It wants you to ignite that next step. If you're scared, it wants you to take that next step, guys, is what it's telling you. And this is saying it's just plan it out the best that you can. And this is saying is that it has to do with your base chakra, your foundational chakra. Okay, know that you've got all the tools necessary, and you can live a more fulfilling life and manifest. You're tracking a lot more. When you attract more hurdles, you have to ask yourself what limiting beliefs are holding you back. And so this is setting yourself free from that, okay? This is what I'm getting. It's about setting yourself free from that, all right? So with that, any other final advice that wants to come through? Yeah, let go of the deception. Let go of the deception. Let go of, have faith that to be able to overcome that of which is deceiving you. It's the Seven of Swords. And to use your intuition. It's coming through again. Pisces energy. Like, focus on using your intuition. It's almost as if that your intuition is going to ground you. That reduces to a 4. Okay. So this is guideposts, guys, that'll help you, especially regarding love. Okay. In communications of love. Use your intuitions in terms of birthing something new, in terms of love that is coming through here. More 6th house energy. You're making improvements. It's almost as if that on the other side of fear is what you've always wanted, and it's inner freedom. And this is setting yourself free, all right? Setting yourself free, using your intuition in love and what it is that you want to manifest, that it's going to bring in balance, all right? And I'm just curious to see if there's, anything that is important in the situation, if it has to do with maybe perhaps some sort of argument in a situation or argument with yourself. What is going to be the best advice for you in terms of working with? What do we get? The ego. Our ego is what we know and what we believe ourselves to be. This has a significant effect on your relationships, okay? So some of you, it has to do with ego, okay? And it wants you to breathe slowly. It wants you to regulate your nervous system during essential times of communication, all right? So communication is going to be very key for you, okay? And can you stop, breathe, and look at the bigger picture? You see how that's really coming into play, guys? It's coming into play, okay? And create space, if it's you and another person, to evolve, to expand and forgive and communicate in a lot more healthier ways. So for some of you, that could be in terms of a connection of some sort that's going to be necessary, okay? So this chapter in your life is right around the corner. It wants you to remove the fear and embrace the unknown, because the unknown is going to come up at different times in our lives. And we still have to have the confidence to take the steps and move forward. Okay. If it's a conversation, if it is a next step in your career, if it is having to do with, your foundation. It just says, because I pulled the card, and the card that I got just right out of the angel cards was Goddess of the Unknown. And even though that something may be hidden, what this talks about is that a new chapter is right around the corner. Remove your fear and embrace the unknown. Step through it, right? It's almost like be still for a moment and take that time out that's necessary, and then move forward, stepping into the fire and moving beyond, because you have the strength to do this, right? And to renew yourself. All right. That's what I'm getting, guys. Hopefully this helps you in some sort of way. Note your comments, like, and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste.